Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
What's going on, guys? Dr. Brute7 signing in, back with another video. This time it's going to be Delta Emulator for our iPhones. Yes, this is the very first emulator for our iPhones that is made available to download on App Store and is the most downloaded app on the App Store right now. Due to plenty of reasons, not just that it's the very first emulator available for our iPhones, but also for the fact that this emulator is awesome. This emulator is just so well made in terms of user experience, emulation, and everything. This is an exclusive Nintendo emulator which starts from the classic 8-bit NES and goes all the way to Nintendo DS, and a whole bunch of functionality that is so well put together that makes the emulation experience and the user experience seamless. So we're going to talk about the functions one after another and we'll take it from there. The screen that we are on, this is where all the ROM files are going to be based on their platforms. So which brings me to the first amazing point about this emulator. Whenever you're going to add ROMs, they're going to be classified based on their platforms automatically, and they'll be shown separately. Due to copyright issues, legal issues, I don't want my channel to be striked, so I won't be able to provide you guys with any information about ROMs. But one bit of information that I want to let you guys know of: zip files are supported on this emulator. You do not need to extract the ROM files from wherever source you're going to acquire them from. If they come in zip format, you just add them on and the emulator is going to do its wondrous thing. Alright, let's talk about adding of the ROMs. Top right corner of the app, just touch it once, you're going to see files. Once you select files based on your location, it could be on your iCloud drive or on your storage, phone storage, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is just select them, open, and they're going to be added. Done. You can see that my added NES ROMs do not have cover pictures. They had cover pictures, but I just re-added them, so the cover pictures went away. You just touch and hold the particular ROM file and you're going to see a drop down menu, change artwork, games database, and just type the name of the game and just scroll down until you see the game of the platform. There you go. We're gonna do the same with Contra, and we just added in cover pictures. There's also another cool thing that you'd be able to do. I'll show that later. Let's talk about the emulation performance. So now we're in vertical mode. If you want to make it horizontal, make sure that you just disable the lock screen option, flip it. There you go. So the unfortunate thing about this emulator is there are no graphical options. You won't be able to change the resolution. What you see is what you're gonna get, unfortunately. If this is going to be a deal breaker for you, those who prefer aspect ratios, graphical options, graphical tweakings, there's no such options, unfortunately. Apart from that, performance on the emulator is great. All the platforms runs great. Even N64 emulation is great. Now I'm really bad at this. I'm not good with the N64 joypad. I never grew up with an N64. I was much of a PlayStation guy, so yeah. But as you can see, N64 emulation is pretty bang on. If you ask me, I personally am not a fan of touchscreens because I just can't get that feeling out of touchscreens. So that's just a me thing. My fingers are not reacting properly because of the fact that I need to feel something physical under my fingers. The fact that my fingers are not able to feel that is just making things very hard for me. Now that's just a me thing, like I've said. If you're someone like me, then there are ways to fix this. You can add telescopic controllers like Backbone or There are similar attachments like Backbone, alternatives which are way more cheaper. The emulator is going to just detect them and configure them automatically the moment you're going to attach them. If you want to get a better idea, I would definitely recommend checking.
Once it's connected, you will see the touchscreen controls go away, and just like that, you will now have the ability to control everything within the game. This is the GameSir G8. In fact, this is my favorite telescopic controller right now. This is the GameSir X2S. And I made videos about all these controllers on this channel if you want to check them out.
Retro Game Corp's video where Russ demonstrates a whole bunch of attachments. Me, unfortunately, I won't be able to because I'm just two bills away from being homeless. So leave me alone, please. Alright, let's talk about the features. Top left corner of the emulator screen are the settings. Let's start with the controllers. Great. Alright, so there's player 1, 2, 3 and 4. You are able to connect Bluetooth controllers. If you need to reconfigure the button alignments of those controllers, you can do so. Tap on the connected controller and you're going to see it over there. Unfortunately, I don't have that option, and you can just tap it. You will be taken to the button mapping screen. There's controller skins based on the platforms. You just tap on the specific platform and you're going to see the skins. Tap on the skin, you'll be shown the available skins that you'd be able to apply. A very cool thing about skins, you can personalize them based on the games. All you have to do is touch and hold the game of your choice, and there will be an option called change controller skin. You just select that and then touch on the skins, and you'd be able to assign the skin for that particular game. So for Castlevania, I can select this skin, and for Contra, I can select this skin. So whenever I'm going to be starting these games, they're going to be starting with the assigned controller skins. This is very cool. If you'd like to download different skins, there is a website. I'll be linking it in the description. It's called delta-skins.github.io. You're going to see a whole bunch of platforms. Just select the available platform on this emulator and just browse through the list. Tap on it. Download now. Download. Skin has been downloaded. It will be automatically applied the moment you're going to just touch on it. So we just downloaded a DS skin. The DS skin has been applied. Let's talk about the emulator's quick menu options. Quick menu can be accessed by tapping on the menu. Total of 5 quick menu options, starting with the save state. Cool thing about the save state feature, if by any chance you closed off the emulator like this, it will create an auto save state the moment you're going to close the emulator off. So you can just resume it where you just left off. You can manually also save the game state, load them up as well, and there's also cheat codes. However, cheat codes, there's no database from where you can download and apply the cheats from. It's much more manual. You're gonna have to just enter the cheat codes manually. I'm not too much of a fan of cheats, so I can't give you much more information on cheat codes. You can also fast forward the games as well. This is a very essential feature, like I have stated in one of my review videos where I was reviewing the Anbernic XX35H handheld. God damn it, Anbernic, you need to come up with better names. Literally at this point you're taking random alphabets out of the vocabulary list. You're just slapping them on your releases. God damn it. Alright, so fast forward is a very essential feature when you're playing RPG games, heavy dialogue games. I wish we could use this feature in real life because we really need to fast forward some people out of our lives. The very last function that you can see is hold buttons. You can assign selected buttons which will be held down through this feature. So let's just say I want to make Mario run continuously. I'll just touch the Y button once and just tap on the menu button. Done. So now Mario is going to keep on running. There you go. I just reached the area which I was not able to reach before. Now this will take a little bit of getting used to. This will be very helpful for games where you need to keep on tapping in order to fire, or if you want to activate the turbo functionality. It's going to be very great for arcade games. There's haptic feedback based on your device. I'm using the iPhone 14 Pro, so I have haptic feedback on my mobiles. Whenever I'm going to be touching my buttons, I'm going to get a haptic feedback.
Wait a minute!
Through my phone. Okay, let's talk about Delta Sync. This is a very cool feature as well. If you are going to enable the syncing feature, there's two different services, Google Drive and Dropbox. People who has a whole bunch of their ROM files stored on either of these platforms, you can sync with them and the ROMs are going to be synced and added into the app. So Delta Emulator is going to just do the work, enable the syncing option and sign into your specific platform. Now there's home screen shortcuts. Select that. You're going to see the most recently played games. So your most recently played games will appear as shortcuts. If you're going to long press the app icon, you're going to see your recently played games. You can just tap on them and boom, they'll be just loaded up. There's no BIOS files for these emulators. You do not need to worry about that, except the DS emulator. Nintendo DS uses the Melon DS as its core. There is a separate section that says Nintendo DS, Melon DS. When you tap on it, you're going to see all the details, and at the bottom you're going to see BIOS 7, BIOS 9 and firmware.bin. So in order to add them, unfortunately again, I won't be able to provide you guys any information regarding the BIOS files. Copyright issues, my channel can get a strike. I can't afford to do that. Alright, do your research through Google and definitely you would be able to come up with something. So in order to add the BIOS file, you're going to see DS BIOS files. It's already there. What you need to look for, it's already mentioned there. You just have to look for the BIOS files. That's it. You can just add in the BIOS files into your phone. After that, you just have to add each one of them up individually. So I already have the BIOS 7.bin file added up, BIOS 9.bin. So let's add in BIOS 9.bin. BIOS 9.bin has been added and all that remains is firmware.bin. Let's add firmware.bin. All three BIOS files for our DS has been added up. Let's just add in a ROM file. This is how you add them. Once you add them up, home screen icon shows up. Unless and until you're going to add the BIOS files, you won't be able to run this emulator. So home screen is literally the emulation of the Nintendo DS system. Never used a DS, so this is kind of like, okay, so I can draw stuffs and done. I don't know what I'm doing. Leave me alone. So that was about the emulation configuration, and that's it for the Delta emulator. A very cool looking emulator, compact, very easy to use. One thing I've noticed about DS emulation, if you're going to make it horizontal, the screen looks more smaller. So I don't know if this is something that you guys are going to like. I think when you're playing DS games, it's better to play them in vertical mode. Yeah, okay, I just died, but that's totally fine. I can load it up. What the hell? What did I do? God damn it, I think I messed it up. So that was it for all the features of this emulator. It's very convenient. The very first emulator that has been released on our iPhones is literally banging spot on. So that was it for this one. Give it a try, Apple users. If not, if you want to stick to your handhelds, do that. Share your thoughts in the comments section. If you like my video, make sure to drop in a like and subscribe. Check out my other contents. Join me on my live stream. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Dr. Brute 7 signing off. Peace.